Podcast. Thank you for tuning in live here on YouTube. It's your host Tyler. Alongside me is Mario Clark. What up,
Not
Mario?
much, not much. Just happy to be here.
Hey, aren't we all, man? It's another work week for us, usual folks out here, man. And hey, we're ready to kick off another episode of the JT Podcast. Today, folks, we're going to be talking about the NFL preseason takeaways from Week 2. We're going to give you our college football playoff predictions, and we're giving you our predictions for this Week 0 heading into college football. As you know, that starts this Saturday. I just want to take a moment and appreciate everybody for our subscribers and for those people that are giving us likes and giving us comments. We appreciate that. As always, you can follow us on JT Podcast. The logo is right behind me. That is the logo you are looking for on Facebook if you want to vote on our polls. And if you want to follow us on TikTok, if you just want to watch short 1-minute videos about our hottest topics, that is jt.podcast. You can watch us on TikTok as well. Mario, man, we got to get this kicked off, and I think you know where I'm headed very first and foremost. I went on a big rant last week, and I don't think that rant was a mistake because this rant was very valid, and it happened again. The Cincinnati Bengals, dude, I'm sick and tired of it. There's no point in me even talking about it anymore because we all know the Cincinnati Bengals, their defense, not their offense, their defense in Cincinnati is
Sure.
garbage. Once again,
Atrocious.
they let up 14 points in the first quarter. So Jaden Daniels in starting offense for the Commanders went down the field, 4 plays, 4 rushes. There was not a single pass thrown by Jaden Daniels, and went down the field, scored a touchdown. Then the second team came in with Josh Johnson. I don't remember if people know who Josh Johnson is. This man's been on 21 different NFL teams. What does he do? Goes down the field in 3 plays and throws 1 pass and scores against the Bengals defense. This Bengals defense is freaking garbage, bro, and I don't know what else there has to be said. Joe Burrow took a lot of hits yesterday. That's not promising if you're a Bengals fan either. The Bengals, man, I had a bet that they're going to go to the playoffs, and I'm taking that away.
Yeah, I just think their defense needs tremendous work, especially when they're allowing rookie running backs to expose their defense too. I think, especially with the Joe Burrow taking those sacks, is there now a question mark with the O line too? Just the O line's like, hey, if the defense can do it and get away with it, let us try too. But not like I was telling you earlier, I think Joe Burrow's definitely going to have a triple crown or Jamar Chase and T Higgins triple crown season or something for them to even have a shot. That defense is basically non-existent.
What we noticed with the Bengals is it has to be Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins is not really going to have to step up because if we remember last season, T. Higgins got injured. So if T. Higgins gets hurt, bro, the Bengals are done. We're constantly seeing Joe Burrow putting up 30, 40 points. It don't matter, bro. This defense is so hot garbage, bro. What do you do if you're Joe Burrow? You can't. You simply you just gotta throw your hands up. I don't even have words anymore because you heard my rant last week. I don't have words anymore.
Yeah, it's just the organization at this point. You got to look to management, how they just handle players, everything. I feel like it's just a lot more than just what meets the eye. It's just unfortunate that it's happened to the Bengals. Great offensive team, horrible defense.
Yeah, I agree with you. What up, Love Coach, man? What do you comment below, man? What do you think about the Bengals? Will they make the playoffs or not? But I tell you what, Joe Burrow, to me, he's the best quarterback when it comes to pure passer of a quarterback in the NFL. To me, he's number one. And a lot of people want to debate that. A lot of people want to argue with me with that. But, dude, it's no arguing. This man can put up 30-plus points every single game. His defense is just that bad. Because I'm not even going to talk about the Commanders. There's no point to talk about them. They are a really good team. But the storyline is clearly the Bengals defense. If they can't figure it out, the Bengals will not make the playoffs once again, and Joe Burrow's career is being wasted.
Maybe there might be time. Maybe it might be time to move out of Cincinnati if you're Joe Burrow,
Yeah, but where is he going to go?
New Orleans or
Who's
something.
got the cap room to take? Yeah, New Orleans ain't got the cap room to take Joe Burrow. And he's going to try to figure everything out with this. He got his offense paid, and that's part of the reason is maybe you get rid of T. Higgins. Maybe that's what they should have done. Not pay T. Higgins the money they did and pay Trey Hendrickson and try to revamp this defense because at this point, y'all ain't going anywhere, man.
I think uh, I think they think offense wins championships, which that's not the case in this day and age. It's like, yeah, the offense scores high points and all this and that, but if your guys are tired or you're constantly out there, you're eventually going to get worn out and potentially we're seeing injuries. So it's almost kind of dangerous for the offense to be out there as many times as they're going to have to be.
I agree. And, people always want to talk about how much their offense could do. And if we remember back when they played the Rams in the Super Bowl, when Joe Burrow beat Kansas City, went to the Super Bowl, they lost by one man, and that man was Aaron Donald, arguably one of the best defensive players in NFL history. But if you remember, bro, the Bengals actually had a defense. So just imagine if they just had one or two more players that could, if they do sign Trey Hendrickson, I'm going to put that as a caveat. They got to sign him, but then add one or two more players on their defense, whether it's a linebacker or or a safety and a corner.
Yeah.
Bro, the Bengals are another Super Bowl threat. But right now, I can't even put them in the Super Bowl conversation because they ain't got
I think they really need to emphasize on corners and safeties because their safeties and corners don't seem like they know what they're doing out there. They're confused. They're letting guys who haven't caught a ball in 2 years make back of the end zone catches on them, stuff like that. And it's like that's not going to fly when it's a 3 year guy or a veteran team and your back's against the wall, especially or playing Pat Mahomes and you're letting up stuff like this. It's just like you said, Bengals need to figure it out and fast. Otherwise, they're going to be left in the dust, and then we're not even going to be having Joe Burrow conversations anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you brought up with Patrick Mahomes and what could happen with Xavier Worthy, bro. If you look at their reaction time it was against Debo and the rookie running backs of the Commanders, how are they going to react to Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice? Those are the teams you got to beat.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, Bart, Bart, man, the Jets, man, Justin Fields, he looked lost out there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Missed easy passes, dump off screens, overshooting Alan Lazard. I think. Sorry to interrupt, but I don't think Justin Fields, like you were saying, is ready for the big stage yet. I guess he somehow regressed. New York may be a different field than Pittsburgh, but he doesn't look. He looks nervous out there.
It's just one of those things where we both want to see Justin Fields succeed, and I just think the New York Jets organization as a whole is a awful organization.
I wouldn't really say awful. They have good talent.
Like I want the Jets. They do, but it's the front office in New York, and it's always been that way with both of the teams. And I want to see the Jets be good again. I want to see them back in the Joe Namath days. But obviously, I'm not old enough for the Joe Namath days. I'm only 28, so I don't know those days. But I knew that they were once really good, and it'd be nice to see the New York Jets get back to that. But that Justin Fields is not going to be that guy to do that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think back to the drawing board. Maybe they'll get a good quarterback next season, but who knows? It's also just one preseason game. It's not that doesn't define his whole entire season for the season ahead because he still is a tremendous athlete. He's still a great runner, and he did go to Ohio State, so he got that dog in him. So, but so
yeah, and I mean, Bart, I understand where you're coming from on two quarters of preseason play, but preseason play is also where we can really judge guys, especially the first drive. How's training camp going? How are practices going with these guys? So it's going to take a lot for me to take the Jets serious. We wanted to take them serious a couple years ago with Aaron Rodgers. I know he got injured right away with the Achilles, but then last year, what was it? That's something you got to explain to me. So, obviously, I hope Justin Fields can come out in the regular season and turn it around for the Jets and make them an actual, wild card team. That's, I think, at best what the Jets can do because they are playing with the Bills. So
I think
no, bro, no. Jackson Dart, he is looking really good, but no, we're not jumping the gun on that, bro.
No, I think. But back to the drive, the first drive thing. I feel like you can't really gauge it off of a first drive because what if you have a good first drive and like some other quarterbacks in the preseason have a great first drive, like Stetson Bennett. Man, I was like, who's that guy? I've never seen that guy play before. Torching defenses, but
yeah, no, I agree.
So, but it's like, can we expect every time Stetson Bennett to do something like that based off that one drive. I know it might have been the second defense, but still, like if that was his first drive, he went nuts. Great play. Not knocking his performance, but it's like you can't really. That's why I was saying you can't really gauge it like that.
No, I agree, and I'm not gauging just off that, but it's the consistency
Yeah.
factor, bro. Has Justin Fields ever been consistent? I've never seen throughout the regular season Justin Fields be so consistent. He played great when he played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but really, was it him or was it that Steelers defense that is just that good to get him the ball in a good field position? That's what I've seen a lot of times. Now, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, but the Steelers defense kind of carried Justin Fields in a way because he wasn't an outstanding quarterback. I'm not saying that he has to be this Patrick Mahomes level or Josh Allen level,
Yeah.
but Justin Fields, can he do enough with a okay Jets team that doesn't have a loaded roster or a loaded defense, should I say, like the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I guess I see where you're coming from, but yeah, that will make for a bad season because obviously the Steelers are better than the Jets.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not trying to bash on anybody or whoever you guys are a fan of, but I yeah, no, Bart, I 100% agree with you, man. I really wish the Jets would have taken somebody, younger and somebody that has the potential. I did not personally see this coming out of Jackson Dart. I'm a Tennessee Titans fan, so I'm just right there along with you with a bad team, and I'm hoping Cam Ward's great because obviously we took Cam Ward over Shador and over Jackson Dart. But Jackson Dart, from everything I've seen, Mario, Jackson Dart, if I got it right, he threw for he was the only quarterback that threw for a touchdown out
Yeah.
of all four quarterbacks that played in the Giants in the second preseason game. I believe it was 137 yards on top of
Yeah.
that. So, is Jackson Dart really going to be the end? Do you believe, Mario, that Jackson Dart's going to start at some point for the New York Giants?
I think he has a good potential. I think I really, to be honest, I actually like Jackson Dart at Mississippi. Oh, at my bad, at Ole Miss. I think he did good. I think he was pretty. He showed consistency. He's if under when he has time in the pocket and having the pocket, he can be just as good as anybody. No pun intended, but he'll throw a dart when he has the time to. And then basically he's able to scramble out of the pocket. He can make stuff happen with his feet. I think he has the potential to start. I wouldn't say right away, but obviously as time progresses, he's still a rookie, so I think as time progresses, he has a chance. But obviously Russell Wilson's there. I think Jameis Winston. I'm not for sure. So he has a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah, you're
shoes
right.
to. He has a lot of hurdles to go over because I don't think he's better. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he's better than Jameis Winston right now. So and obviously
Ooh,
I'm sorry.
bro,
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think he's better than
I know.
James Winston right now.
I oh, don't you can't even put James Winston in the conversation.
Yeah.
You can't put, bro. That dude throws so many picks.
Uh,
You can't put him in that. I think it goes Russell Wilson, Jackson Dart, Jameis Winston, and I think eventually Jackson Dart can get the start of Russell Wilson. I'm sick and tired of teams believing in Russell Wilson.
I agree.
I think he's garbage. I think he's washed. It's time for Jackson Dart to take over now. Start with Russell Wilson, let Jackson Dart kind of get the hang of the regular season NFL, should I say, and then bring him in. I personally, the only reason I didn't really see it in Jackson Dart is because he played in Lane Kiffin's
Yeah.
offense. And if anybody watches college football, bro, Lane Kiffin, he's all about spread formation and just slinging the ball. And I didn't know Jackson Dart was going to be ready for that in the NFL because the NFL is a different beast and they're different and they're actually adults, man. So, but he has really taken me by surprise, and I could see Jackson Dart starting eventually
I think
within the coming weeks.
I think basically once Russell Wilson starts to decline, Jackson Dart could start. I'd say Russell Wilson usually declines around week 9, so we could see a Jackson Dart start then.
I agree. I agree. So yeah, and Bart's bringing up another one for us here as we're going down our list of our notes as well, man. Daniel Jones has been named the starter for the Colts, and that is a long-term decision by Shane Steichen and the GM of the Colts, Chris Ballard. So what? I think this is more of a story of Anthony Richardson really fell off, and they took a long shot on him in the NFL draft when they drafted him at the number 4 overall pick. And now Daniel Jones comes into Indianapolis and takes over. Personally, I think Indianapolis. I've told you this, Mario, offset that I believe Indianapolis will be a bottom 3 team in the league. They have skilled players, but
Yeah, I definitely
if
agree
you
with
don't have a
you.
quarterback as we know it, you're done.
Definitely agree with you there. They made a slight lateral step back move, whatever you would call that. Um,
Yeah.
I think Anthony Richardson is quickly going to be getting compared to Jamarcus Russell because Daniel Jones is not very good of a quarterback to lose your job to. I understand he broke
No.
his pinky, but long term decisions kind of crazy. So that means before your pinky was broken, you weren't very good. Uh, it's just unfortunate to see where Indianapolis. Well, actually, not to see where Indianapolis goes. Unfortunate for where Anthony Richardson's going. Um, Kind of funny if you think about it, but they waste. He wasn't very good in college, so I don't even see how he got drafted number 4.
Yeah. No, I agree with you there. Like college, he made the couple highlight plays that we seen when he was at Florida, and obviously they took the long shot out of him because he has the. He's not as big as Cam Newton, but he kind of has that potential that hey, maybe he could be this kind of guy, and obviously he's not. And now Anthony Richardson's really gonna have to debate his future whether or not he wants to stay in Indianapolis and fight for that job. So but Mario, we're gonna move on. We gotta talk about the other game that happened, and that was Sunday night. The Bears put an onslaught to the Buffalo Bills, and that I don't think this is telling us much. I just think this all. I think what this is really telling us, Buffalo Bills, y'all don't have your starters, y'all are done.
Yeah.
That's all this storyline. But I did like what I seen from Ben Johnson in his play calling. We
Yeah.
knew he was a dog, and he came out there and he showed exactly why he is now the head coach of the Chicago
He drew up a
Bears.
lot of plays for the tight ends. I wonder if he a tight end guy. I mean, they work.
Yeah,
I think Cole Komet and Colson Loveson. I forgot. Colton Loveson. They were going nuts over there.
yeah. Oh yeah, and I think that's where Chicago really did it. So I believe 13th overall pick. Someone can comment if I'm wrong about that with Colson Loveson. Uh, but I think that's really what they focused on. They got Ben Johnson, and then you just grab more offensive weapons. And honestly, bro, if you have a tight end, look at Kansas City, bro.
Yeah.
Look at the 49ers. You need your safety valve. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what Chicago did. Ever since their Ryan Poles, their GM, stepped in,
Yeah.
they've honestly drafted really well, dude.
Yeah.
Like Chicago is a legitimate threat on offense now.
Yeah, I think Caleb Williams looked really comfortable in the offense. Like you said, Ben Johnson just knows what he's doing. It almost seemed like he was playing to Caleb Williams' strength. Like obviously the here and there, 107 yards, touchdown, but it's like still just completion, moving down the field, moving forward. Not really many negative plays. That's what is positive to see. Like there was almost talks that the backup starting over Caleb Williams. So it's like now it's obviously seems like we can. It seems like Caleb Williams is coachable, teachable, and gonna seem like it's gonna move forward from here as long as there's no random injuries or anything.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Like I think everybody should take a picture of like what the Chicago Bears did to revamp their offensive line. It's funny how that works, bro. You get an offensive line, you give your quarterback time to throw the football, they can actually be really good. We've seen Joe Burrow last night running for his life. Meanwhile, we've seen Caleb Williams the 24 hours before Joe Burrow played. He had all the time in the world to throw the ball, and he found his tight ends with ease. So
Yeah.
two different stories, but there is another storyline that is bad news, Mario. And I'm sorry, brother, but this one's for you. The New Orleans Saints, and I got to throw in the Jacksonville Jaguars because Trevor Lawrence has been very inconsistent. Yes, he was 8 for 10, but he's still missing simple throws. And the New Orleans Saints, Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shuck. Oh, dude, they look awful. And the New Orleans Saints is the only team right now that is not named a starting quarterback because I truly don't think they know what they want to do because they don't even have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to say about your Saints, bro?
Um, Go Saints. No, I think we're just got to be optimistic at this point. We just got to hope Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shuck turns it around. From the looks of it, if my personal opinion, from what I've seen, it seems like they might be leaning more towards Spencer Rattler because he's slightly more consistent. Just Tyler Shuck has more of an arm, so it's just pick your poison at this point. They might run a 1-2 thing like they did with Taysom Hill. Um, but pretty much after that, I just hope we can get the ball to Chris Olave. I almost felt bad for him because it's wasted talent right there. And then, but yeah,
Yeah, if you're the Saints, you just got to hope Chris Olave is wanting to stay after the season because obviously, the Saints, you're going to fall into where my Titans were last year, man, being dead last. And at least you have someone like a Cade Klubnik coming out this season from Clemson. So maybe you guys get lucky and get the first overall pick and get him, because Arch Manning, it's still undecided, but it's pretty clear that he's probably going to stay another season. So hopefully you do get someone like a Cade Klubnik and turn your team around. But we're not going to focus too much on Trevor Lawrence. Hopefully he turns it around, because this is kind of
Yeah.
it's his time to finally get himself going. So another team we got to talk about that had a poor performance, Dallas Cowboys. And I know, there's a lot of people, like I always say on national TV, that make fun of the Dallas Cowboys, and we get that. Everybody watches the sports shows like ESPN and Fox and everything. And, we don't sit here and make fun of the Cowboys like they do on this show, but, dude, their run defense, what else you got? It's almost like the Bengals, man. How many times you got to repeat yourself, bro? 148 yards on the ground from the Dallas Cowboys, given up once again. You got smacked by the Baltimore Ravens in a preseason game. You still haven't signed Micah Parsons. Dallas Cowboys, people want to say they're a playoff team. I don't see it. I don't even see them being close to a playoff team.
I feel like they got all these off. They're like, honestly, like they're in the same exact situation as the Bengals. You got all these good talent minus Dak Prescott on offense, and it's going to be completely wasted because you don't want to sign arguably one of the better defenders in the NFL right now. And it's almost being proven every single time he's not on the field because, like you said, these numbers giving up 142 yards on the ground is insane. Essentially putting no pressure on the quarterback. Just everything. Guys just standing around, just twiddling with their thumbs. It's just like it seems like Cowboys are very unorganized right now. So
I agree.
I just think I don't know if they want to tank or what Jerry Jones' plan is, or if he just doesn't care. It just doesn't look so good for Dallas Cowboy fans right now.
Well, I encourage everybody that's a Cowboys fan or that's not a Cowboys fan to go watch the Netflix series with Jerry Jones and just kind of, it really explains who Jerry is. And, he's there for the money, to be honest with you. But if you're there for the money, then why not give out your money to arguably one of the best defensive players in the league? But Mario, we got about 3 minutes left before I want to transition. So we're.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna say with the 2 for 7 thing real quick. I feel like if the ball touches the receiver's hand and he drops it, yes, I know the stat says 2 for 7, but Cam's throwing it where they can catch it and they're just dropping it. That's not on him. Like he's throwing some dots, great decisions. They just the moment's too big for those guys. They're getting cut. I want to say I want to say yes, but I feel like Shador should get more opportunity with the first team or higher team. I'm not for sure how that works. So I think he should get more reps for me to make a clear judgment because essentially Dylan Gabriel's getting all the reps, and it's like, well, he's going to get better by default. So I think Shador deserves an equal opportunity, and then I can give a fair answer because right now it's like, well, Dylan Gabriel was a higher draft pick, so essentially the better player.
That
But
that's fair. I really just think Shador needs to come out and play. I know he's injured with his oblique injury, but I think he does need to play this last preseason game to really get that argument in to be the second string overall. Because yes, Kenny Pickett's still there. He's been out this whole preseason, but come on, man. You can't believe in Kenny Pickett, bro. He's now on his third team. He was trash for the Steelers. He came in for the Eagles. Obviously, not a single. McGee. Yeah, I believe it's McKee for the Eagles, the backup. He looks amazing on the Eagles, and everybody's in him look amazing on the Eagles. Just look at their roster. So you don't believe in Kenny Pickett. So I think if Shador plays Week 3, he can get that second string spot, and the Browns can at least release one of their quarterbacks. From right now, according to ESPN, that they're going to keep all four quarterbacks on their roster. So that's eating up four spots out of 53-man roster. So
Did they already release Tyler Huntley or whatever? Because
He's the fifth, but they're gonna keep the original four
oh, okay.
that they had.
But
Yep.
okay. But yeah, I definitely think I do agree with you there. He should, yes, if he's able to play, he should definitely play to prove his point. Obviously, just don't throw a pick. Just do what he does. Like if he goes out there and light it up, like if he goes out there and I don't like just has a good completion game and a touchdown, I feel like he has every right to argue for the second string position because
Yeah.
just be let alone driving down the field and throwing a touchdown in the NFL. I feel like people don't understand how almost impossible that is if you're just a regular person. So
No, I.
so I
Yeah.
think I definitely do think he deserves a shot, but we'll see. We'll see how the Browns feel about that.
I agree, and to me personally, I don't think Dylan Gabriel is ready for the NFL. I think he has a lot of learning, and honestly, the size of him. If you're gonna be that size, bro, you better be a Drew Brees. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely. Drew Brees, you gotta, or Dan Marino.
Yeah, and I just don't see Dylan Gabriel being that guy. I did want to touch on before we transition to college football. Cam Ward gets into an altercation with Jeffrey Simmons in practice. He throws a touchdown. I believe it was to Calvin Ridley, and goes up to Jeffrey Simmons, does his celebration that we all accustomed seeing Cam Ward do, and Jeffrey Simmons um, shoved him in his helmet on his face mask with his two hands. Everybody's trying to make a big deal out of this. Jeffrey Simmons came out and spoke about it today that it was really nothing. They moved on past it. It's just two guys that are just competitive. Bro, that's how it is, man. Anybody that's played sports, anybody that's played competitive sports, that's how it is. I
Yeah,
get it. I can't tell you how many times, like, I played soccer. I can't tell you how many times I got into arguments with my teammates
yeah,
or just, wanted to sit there and shove a teammate over. Like, that's sports, bro. Cam Ward, Jeffrey Simmons. They're two dogs. They're two leaders on a team. Like, they're obviously going to move past it. Like, no, it's not cool that probably our toughest player on the team, Jefferson Simmons, attacked our quarterback. But that's what's going to happen, especially if Cam Moore's going to be talking trash to him. Like, ain't nobody going to talk trash to me, man, if I'm playing
yeah,
a sport. So you know how it is, man. I'm always talking trash, and we're out playing our little fun sports that we play,
yeah.
man, and intramural stuff. So, like, that's just what it is.
Yep, just a part of life. But luckily, obviously, it didn't go too far. Uh, just it'd be crazy if he just decides to just beat up the franchise quarterback for some reason. This would be weird to do
That'd
that.
be that'd be unfortunate. I'd be no longer a Titans fan anymore.
Man, that'd be crazy.
But as always, man, I appreciate everybody tuning in, and thank you for the comments, Bart. And please hit the subscribe button, as we will be on at least once or twice a week, every single week here on out, since football season is back officially. But now, Mario, we got to transition to the college football playoff predictions. It's almost here, man. You can get out of here with that background. Ain't nobody thinking that, because we know who the number one team is. But I'm curious to see where you have Texas ranked in your college football playoff prediction. So we're going to go through the top 12 teams here, and then we'll give you our final four, what we believe will happen, and our champion before the college football season starts off. So Mario, I'm just going to give you my top four, then I'll let you give you your top four. My
Right.
number one team, I believe, in the college football playoff will be the Texas Longhorns. They will stay number one. We are starting out number one. We are the best team in the nation. We have the number one defense, and Arch Manning is the number one quarterback. We stay there. Clemson will be my number two. Cade Klubnik, I believe, is the second best quarterback. Dabo Swinney, he knows how to coach, and they did really well in the offseason. My number three will be Penn State. I believe they win the Big Ten over Ohio State in that final game, and Penn State gets that third seed. My number four, a lot of people are going to think this is wild, but if they go 11-1 or even 12-0, Notre Dame, I believe, gets the fourth spot in the college football playoff and gets that final bye game.
All right. I mean, I respect it because honestly, that could happen. But me personally, so I have Ohio State at number one, winning the Big Ten. I have respectfully Texas at number two, only one loss on the season, wins the SEC, obviously. Then I got, I hate to say this, I got Notre Dame because everybody obviously, if Texas wins in the SEC, it's going to be a couple two-loss
Yeah.
teams. So I got Notre Dame at three, and then super surprising, Texas Tech at number four. I think, dude. I know, dude. I think Texas Tech is going to have a monster season. They literally spent almost $25 million in the transfer portal. Got great guys in there. I think Texas Tech is at number 4.
So Texas Tech
Yes,
over Clemson and over an SEC championship loser and over a Big Ten loser.
yes. I need to be on the committee. I know.
Dude, I need to bet some money on that one, bro.
Dude, I have this.
I had not a chance, bro. Big 12 ain't that strong.
But
But
Texas
hey,
Tech is going to be
you're the
good. So
big.
Texas Tech is going to run since the Big 12 is not that strong, or Big 12 is not that strong. Texas Tech's arguably the best team in there. They're going to have a field day. I see the only team I see them struggling against, if anybody, maybe Kansas or Iowa State. That's it. Maybe nobody else.
We're disregarding Arizona State, who just reached playoffs last year. Same quarterback, same head coach. Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
And they got to
yeah,
travel to Arizona State in
yeah.
mid-season.
Well, Scaborough's not
But
there
if
though.
they beat Arizona State, then I think Texas Tech can run through the rest of the Big 12. But Arizona State's going to be a problem. I think Baylor will be too, but I think they'll get past Baylor because I'm not sure. I believe they play Baylor at home this season, so I think they'll get past Baylor. But Arizona State's going
But
to be a
yeah,
problem for
but
Texas
yeah.
Tech.
Just to reiterate, real quick though, Ohio State, Texas, Notre Dame, Texas Tech. That's my top 4.
All right, yeah, I got Texas, Clemson, Penn State, Notre Dame, and guys, we're gonna move on to 5 through 12. So at my 5th seed, I have Ohio State. They're gonna lose to Penn State in the Big Ten championship, but they'll still get the 5th seed. They're gonna know that they're still one of the best teams out there. My 6th seed will be who plays Texas in the SEC championship and lose. That will be Georgia. Everybody knows who Kirby Smart is, and they're gonna keep Georgia at the top as long as they can. LSU is actually my number 7. I think they lose 2 games throughout the season. I think they lose to Clemson, and they're going to lose to either Bama or Georgia. But LSU, I believe they have a good enough roster to stay in the college football playoff. They're just going to have no big time game. Texas Tech wins the Big 12. They'll be the 8th seed, but I have them at 8th seed below LSU because the Big 12 is just not that good, like I just said. Number 9, I have the Oregon Ducks. Oregon, they're going to lose to Penn State midseason, but other than that, I don't really see Oregon losing any other game. They may slip up once with a young quarterback, but ultimately Oregon is still a really good football team and will make the college football playoff. Alabama's at my number 10 spot. Ty Simpson has been named the starter. He's going to be, he's a freshman. It's going to be tough for Alabama and Kellen DeBoer to figure out a way to sneak into the college football playoff, but I think they have a good enough roster as well to get there. My number 11 may surprise people. I have SMU. I'm high on Kevin Jennings. I said if anybody needs to go put in a bet for the Heisman, for a dark horse Heisman winner to make a lot of money, you go take it and you put Kevin Jennings in your sports book, and he's the guy that I believe that can win it because SMU, the ACC is not that tough. Florida State with Castellanos, they could be a challenger. Clemson's obviously going to be their number 1 challenge, but I believe SMU gets to the ACC championship and loses to Clemson once again. And my last spot goes to Boise State. Boise State, they're going to run the table, but let's remember, everybody, the College Football Playoff Committee is basing this on rankings. It's no longer if you win your conference, and I think we've seen what happened last year. Even Boise State had Ashton Jeanty, you still got your butt kicked, man. So I think the committee's going to look at that.
Yeah. So my 5 through 12 is actually kind of similar, just obviously just outside of. So I have Penn State at my number 5, losing the Big Ten. Then I have Clemson actually is not at my number 5. I have Georgia at my number 6, losing to the SEC. Then I have Clemson number 7, LSU, and then I have. So I actually think Oregon's going to lose too. So I have Oregon. Oh shoot. Okay, never mind. I have Bama at 8, Oregon at 9, SMU at 11, Boise State at 12. So basically,
Very similar to what I
yeah,
have.
basically similar. I think those are going to be the best teams. I don't think those are going to be the best teams. I just think right now, from what I know, those are seem like the top teams, kind of reoccurring teams that are good right now. Obviously, that's not
Yeah, you pretty
Ohio
much have what I have.
State.
You
Yeah.
just have Texas Tech at 4th seed with the first round bye. Compared to me, I have them at number 8. I think
I
Texas Tech's
didn't.
gonna win the Big 12 as well. I don't see the committee being like, oh, yep, they won the Big 12, bro. They're one of the best teams. Like it's not like it's not like last year. It's gonna be different.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's going to be one heck of a season for football for everybody. I think it's going to be a hard fought season. I think this is going to be one of the most competitive seasons of football we've seen in a while, just with scheduling, matchups, and everything. Especially week one, just the amount of Power Five teams, top 10 games that are going to happen. Pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, I think the scheduling is what's going to make the college football season intriguing. I don't think it's going to be that competitive of a league, though. I think there's the 10 teams, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
The NIL money is something that could be talked about one of these days on the podcast, but that's changed the landscape of college football. Texas, Ohio State spent their Texas, Ohio. It goes Texas, Texas Tech, Ohio State, and NIL money. Still blows my mind that Texas Tech is still ranked second. Thanks to Pat Mahomes, more than likely. But those three are the top 3 teams, and they're all projected to obviously win their conference outside of Ohio State and Penn State. They're kind of like 50-50. I believe Ohio State's still projected to win theirs. And obviously, you're taking Ohio State, I'm taking Penn State. But I think the NIL deal, it's changed the landscape. So, like, obviously, so your top 3, or your top 2, Texas, Ohio State,
Yeah.
and then we both threw in Notre Dame. It's these schools that have all this money to spend it on these players
Yeah.
compared to, say, someone like a Baylor, someone like an Illinois who doesn't have this kind of NIL money to sit there and give these players Lamborghinis and
Yeah.
give them all these nice things. I I think it's going to be the top 10 teams in college football that's going to run
Basically,
the season of college football.
unfortunate is like literally whoever has the most money gets the best players, which is like it's not fair, but hey, that's the way the game's gone now.
Yeah, I agree. So you guys heard our 12 teams in the college football playoff. We're going to give you our final 4. We're going to skip over all the other matchups, otherwise I'll take way too long here, folks, because we got more we got to talk about. So my top 4, my final 4 in the college football playoff, Mario, I will go with Texas, and I believe Texas will play Georgia in the semifinal. And then obviously I got to take Ohio State, Penn State, round 3. It's going to happen again. And my championship game will be another rematch of what we are going to see in week 1. It will be Texas, Ohio State once again, because I think Ohio State gets it figured out in the end. And obviously, I'm not going against my horns, man. I think Texas wins it all. We have the best team in the nation.
So I'm gonna be realistic. I don't think Ohio State can win it back to back. I don't think we have the firepower for that. But I do think we're going to get to the playoffs. I just don't. Honestly, exactly how you described it, except we lose this time. But
At least you're being realistic.
only because I just think it's just like it's really it's hard this day and age to win back to back now. It's almost impossible.
No, it is. It
And
is.
you have to have the perfect scenarios, and obviously we get a gauntlet week 1, and then have to face better teams. But I think I definitely think definitely not losing to Penn State though. I don't see that at all, to be honest.
The one that scares me if it does seed up correctly for Ohio State, which right now with my rankings it doesn't, but if Clemson plays Ohio State, that's a scary matchup because we're going to see how good Clemson is week 1 against LSU and LSU's defense. But, you're coming in with Cade Klubnik, and there's a couple people taking Clemson to win it all. I obviously don't see it. I don't think Clemson has enough talent everywhere, but I could see Clemson, contending for that national title game if they get the right matchups.
Yeah, I feel that. I think, but the only thing that's unfortunate about Clemson is like they're in the ACC, a weaker conference now. So it's like, how good are they outside of the ACC? I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's what scares me as well. Clemson, I think Dabo Swinney's going to be the guy though to make that happen.
Yeah, we'll definitely see, like you said, when they face LSU. That's going to be an exciting game too.
Yeah. Well, we obviously know what's coming up, folks. It's the week 0 of college football. That comes up this Saturday. And it all kicks off with Iowa State and Kansas State in Ireland. It's the kickoff special. I can't wait to wake up at 8 a.m. and watch College Game Day, watching Nick Saban talk about everything and what he's going to predict this upcoming season. I think he's one everybody wants to listen to when it comes to that kind of stuff. But obviously, you got Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, Desmond Howard. So I can't wait to wake up Saturday and watch college football countdown.
Nothing
I
like
believe
nothing like
I
the
already know.
nothing like the
Yeah,
smell of football in the morning.
exactly. So Mario, we're gonna give our predictions away here, man. It's Iowa State, Kansas State. Who are you taking?
Just make it short and sweet. I think Kansas State's a better team. No disrespect to Iowa State. I just think Kansas State's better.
Yeah,
So I got K
I like
State,
Kansas State. Avery Johnson. This is his second year starting with Kansas State. I like K
and they
State.
got Dylan Edwards from Michigan too, or excuse me, from Colorado too.
Yeah, yeah. I think Kansas State's the better team in this one. Idaho State, UNLV play right after these guys.
Easy. UNLV. They're basically the last chance shoe of college football right now. A bunch of transfers that didn't pan out at bigger schools. UNLV easy.
Yeah. I be honest with you, I don't know much about Idaho State, so I can't even choose them, man. I'm going UNLV. They always threaten with the top 25 here and there in college football. Fresno State and Kansas.
Uh, I'm gonna go Kansas because I think Kansas is a lot better team than they were. But Fresno State I know is a scrappy team and they can. If you look the other way, they definitely can get you. But I like Kansas in this one.
Yeah, I like Kansas. I like Kansas to cover their 13-point spread in this one. I think Kansas is going to be a really good running football team. Jalen Daniels, he's there for now his 5th year at Kansas. It's now or never if you're Jalen Daniels.
Yeah.
Sam Houston plays Western Kentucky in the 4th game of the day.
What
I
else?
know really not many people know this, but who you got?
I'm not even gonna pretend to know anybody. But once I went to a Western Kentucky game, so I'm gonna choose Western Kentucky in this one.
We did. That is very true. We went to a Vanderbilt Western Kentucky game, and yeah, I got to take Western Kentucky. I think they're just. I know Sam Houston State, they can be good, but Western Kentucky, they're obviously a more challenged D1 team when it comes. They play more like higher level teams, is what I'm trying to say here. So Western Kentucky in this one. Stanford, Hawaii is the final game. You do get a midnight game here in the U.S. Mario, who do you like?
I got Stanford, transfer quarterback out of I want to say Baylor, or I might have butchered that. I think transfer quarterback out of Baylor. I think he's going to play phenomenal. It's going to be a good game for Stanford.
Yeah, I like Stanford as well. I don't know much about Hawaii, but I do know Stanford. Um, they've stunk for the past couple of years, but Stanford does bring in wide receivers, so that is what I'm hoping on, and so I chose Stanford in this one. So we went K State, UNLV, Kansas, Western Kentucky, and Stanford is who we are going with. So if you guys want to take it to the casino and put down your sports bet, go for it because I know
That seems like a
typically,
pretty solid lineup to go through. It's all given.
yeah, go money line. I'm not taking the overs outside of Kansas. Kansas is the only one I'm taking the over. I think Kansas blows out Fresno State. But other than that, go money line and take it to the bank, man. We're just trying to make you some money right here on the JT podcast. So Mario, we know what we're doing, man. We are starting to throw in the new segment here at the end of the JT podcast, and it is strange things happening in the world today, man. It is nothing about sports. And I got one topic real quick, Mario. A Swiss driver gets caught going over 170 miles per hour on the Autobahn and is facing a $110,000 speeding ticket fine. Bro,
That sounds insane.
he says he has the money to do it
That sounds
or
insane.
to pay the speeding ticket.
$110,000 speeding ticket. Ah, I'd be in lifetime debt forever. Can I make install payments on that?
The only thing I found confusing about this storyline is I thought the Autobahn, bro. I thought you could go as fast as you
So,
can,
so you
as fast as you
can't,
want to.
but in certain areas, like when it's like by like rural areas, you can't speed that. You got to go like there's a posted speed limit. But like when you're just out like in
Uh,
between towns or whatever, you can go as fast as you want.
yeah, that makes sense. Hey, Mario, your video is frozen. Am I frozen to you? We're just waiting on Mario to get back on video here. Um, or at least, hopefully, Mario can get back on video here and at least get his sound going again here. We're having some technical difficulties with Mario. Um, but once he gets back on, we'll continue the strange things happening in the world today. We're just talking about the Swiss driver who was going 170 miles per hour on the Autobahn and facing a $110,000 speeding ticket. I couldn't imagine wanting to pay that, and I couldn't imagine having the money to pay that. So, I mean, props to him for having that money, and good luck paying that speeding ticket. But Mario did teach me about the Autobahn and how there are certain speeding zones, which I didn't know. I thought you could just go as fast as you could, but yeah, no thanks. We can't hear you, Mario.
Hear me now?
Yep, you're good now.
All right. Wow, that was a technical difficulty right there.
Hey, at least it was only a minute long technical difficulty, man. We're good.
Say mine real quick. So mine's not really like a today happening in the world, but back in the day between.
You're cutting in and out real bad now, boss. I mean, you're on video. You're cutting in and out. I still can't hear you. We might have to have you back out and rejoin. Or yeah, there you go.
Am I good now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
all right. So back in 1948, the Olympics used to have competitive art competitions in the Olympics, like sculpting, music, drawing. That would be pretty cool. You could just make a good drawing, get an Olympic gold medal.
Bro, you don't even want to know, bro. I can draw. Bro.
We-
I could win a gold medal in the Olympics. Is what you're saying?
Back in the day, if you were about like 122 years old.
But art today, bro. All you have to really do is just splatter paint on something, so you can call it painting.
For real, or tape a banana to a freaking wall, and then it's art.
Yeah, exactly. So like, no wonder why they took it away because art, what is the true definition of art these days? I don't know that.
Beauty in the eye of
But
the
hey,
beholder, I guess, or something. Whatever they said.
yeah. Another interesting story. Last one, since I know that was your only one. Last one, man. A bear broke into a California home, ate the dog food, ate the snacks. Man, what are you doing if you come home, bro, and there's a bear just chilling in your house eating all your snacks?
Hey, hey, sorry I didn't have more snacks for you. My bad. You got this one, big fella. Hey, Smokey, what are you doing, bro? But
Yeah, I can tell you, bro. I thought you were the one telling me earlier, man. If it's a bear and you in a fight, bro, you better save the bear.
yeah, the bear cub. I got a would you rather. So, would you rather give up kissing or sauces? All sauces forever. No Alfredo sauce, no ranch, pasta sauce, no nothing. Or kissing.
Yikes, bro. I ain't kissing the rest of my life then, bro. I need my sauces, bro. Hey, man, food, bro. There's people that die alone. Sad to say, bro. People die alone, bro. I ain't gonna die alone, but hey, I'm just saying, like, I need my sauces, bro. That's what makes food good
For real,
sometimes, man.
bro.
Especially if ain't nobody wants some plain spaghetti noodles,
Or
man.
dry chicken nuggets.
Yeah,
Man. No, I feel you there. No mustard, no ketchup. Oh, yeah. Nah. I'll never kiss again gladly. Then say you can make out.
like.
uh,
Nah, but as always, man, we appreciate everybody that tuned into the JT podcast today, and thank you for all the comments. Thank you for the likes. We will be back on this weekend after giving our reactions to what happened in the college football week 0 and the NFL preseason week 3 that is upcoming. I hope we get more answers, and I hope we get more starters playing in NFL week 3 of the preseason. So. As always, guys, remember to go follow us on Facebook if you want to vote on our polls. All you got to do is just look for this logo that's right behind me. And you can also follow us on TikTok at jt.podcast. And you can just also look for this logo if you just want to watch a short 1-minute video of us on our hottest topic of the day. So please go tell your friends, your family, your dog to go hit the subscribe button here on YouTube. And Mario, You got any last words for today's episode? And Mario is frozen, so we're going to leave it at that, folks. I appreciate everybody that tuned in to the JT podcast. We will catch you next time. We'll be back live here on Sunday talking about more college football, fantasy football, and NFL preseason week 3. Thank you for the love and support, everybody. JT podcast is out.